All right, everybody. Thank you for joining this masterclass. I'm so excited to share what I have for you today. So let's jump in and get started. So this is 5 website mistakes that's costing your law firm retainer clients. So before we jump in and get started, let me tell you a little bit about who I am. I'm Mariah. I'm going to be your host for this video training today. I am a web designer specifically for law firms. So, one of my passions is to really take your visitors, and for solo and medium law firms, sometimes you don't have a lot of traffic. So, the little traffic that you do have, to take that traffic and really get them to do what you want them to do on your website. So, to have not just a good looking website, but an effective website. So, that's really my passion, that's my mission. I see so many solo and medium firms with very bland, pretty boring, generic websites, and my goal is to help you change that. So I have 5 mistakes that your law firm website might be making. So let's jump in and get started with that. But first, let me tell you a quick story. It all started with a speeding ticket. So one day I was in one of my friend's cars and we were kind of egging each other on to speed and all that stuff. And he happened to pass a cop car right when he was going the fastest. And the cop obviously gave him a speeding ticket. And because we were kind of far away from where we were living, we were kind of having a road trip to Miami because I'm in South Florida. And so we were road tripping to Miami. We're a couple hours away from where we are from and where we were living. So what happened was he needed to hire a lawyer for that case, but he was struggling to find what lawyer actually did speeding tickets, what traffic lawyers did that specific thing that could help him. And he was having a really hard time. And that's when I was transitioning into web design and I wasn't sure who I should target and what my audience should be. And I had this light bulb moment of, wow, if it's so hard for this person who is really tech savvy, who knows what he's doing, who knows what he wants from a lawyer to actually find a lawyer to help his case, then there's a problem here. So I identified that problem and I said, hey, this is going to be my mission to fix this problem. So I don't want you to be that business. I don't want you to be that law firm that he went to, the first 5, 6 websites that he went to when he couldn't find the answers that he needed. I want you to be different than that. I want you to be better than that. According to a statistic that I read recently, there is 72% of people who are looking for lawyers, very specifically, only contact one. So you want to be that one law firm. Again, 72% of people who are looking for lawyers online only contact one. So if you could be that first one, if you could be the first one to grab their attention, to tell them what they need and that you're the person to solve their problems, then that's going to be you. Another statistic that I read recently, the top 10% of legal websites have an average of 6.46% conversion rate. So conversion rate is when people are clicking on your website actually end up going with you. So that is 6% of people on your website. If this is the top of the top, this is the cream of the crop. A lot of solo and medium law firms are performing, or their websites performing way under this. So that's definitely something that's your goal, right? If you don't know your numbers of conversion, then we need to talk. You should be able to understand what your website is doing for you and how effective or how ineffective it is, bottom line. So what if I told you that this could be for you? So I'm talking to solo and medium law firms. I'm talking to solo and medium accounting firms, small businesses that are trying to figure out the online landscape, and brick and mortar businesses and their owners. So I'm talking that this is something that if you are one of those people, you would get something out of this training. I'm going to break it down. It doesn't have to be really complicated. There's a couple of tweaks that can really help you grow your online presence. Okay, so like I said, my mission is to help smaller businesses that are not online or have a very limited online practice, a very limited online presence, with getting those visitors, getting more traffic, but also making sure that your website is working for you, that it is effective, in order to transform that traffic into people who want to reach out with you and have your services. So you're having, as a law firm, you only want a specific person who you can help them in their case. So for instance, my friend who was trying to figure out what lawyer he needed and if they were the right specialty and all that stuff. So he ended up calling a law office and they were not the correct specialty and they ended up referring him to the right person. So if those first 5 to 6 websites that he was originally on told him this is what we do and we're going to help you do it, then he would have easily given his business to them and not would have and someone wouldn't have had to rely on the referral. Okay, here is the major question that we're going to be addressing on today's video training. Are there crucial web design mistakes that your law firm websites are making, and is there a way to change them? If you have been struggling with finding more ways to get clients outside of referrals, take a look at what your website can do for you. So again, not that referrals are bad, not that you want to not have them all the time, but sometimes referrals, relying only on referrals, can get you in some trouble. Okay, so let's break it down. Here are the 5 mistakes your website is making. Number 1, slow loading speed. We're going to get into how you can solve that. Number 2, unclear call to action. Number 3, having a navigation bar on mobile. This is one of the most crucial mistakes that your website can be making that loses you clients. Number 4 is inconsistent branding. And number 5 is ugly design. Nobody trusts an ugly website. That is bottom line. All right, mistake number 1, slow loading speed. How is slow loading speed actually driving away your potential clients? So according to Google, they say that if a website visitor, if it takes them more than 3 seconds for your website to load, they are going to click away to your competitors. That's bottom line. So if your website is taking more than 3 seconds to load, you are losing massive potential clients. And I recently read a statistic where I believe it's 84% of law firm people who are looking for lawyers only go on Google. So these people are not asking for referrals. These people are not going by word of mouth. They're going strictly by Googling it for themselves. I was recently on a law firm's website and it took 8 seconds for it to load. It sounds silly, but that 8 seconds I feel like was a lifetime. So yes, load speed and load time absolutely matters. Google itself aims for its websites, its own Google websites, to be under 0.5 seconds. So that's half of a second. If your website is taking you more than 3 seconds to load it, then you have an issue. But most of you do not know how many seconds your website will take to load. So let's go into that really quickly. So how do you fix this mistake? I want to address the problem and I want to show you the solution. So images a lot of times can really slow things down. I have a couple of tools that can help you figure out your load speed and what specific images or items on your page or on your website is really slowing it down. So let's go over that right now. So this is going to show you the problem. If you Google right now, first paint and page load time, that is going to show you your problem. So that'll show you in seconds how many seconds your website's going to take to load. So for instance, I went on Facebook with my nice little nifty first paint and page load time extension, Google Chrome extension, and it took it 0.73 seconds for Facebook today to load, which is pretty good. I'm not going to lie. Going back. The second tool that you're going to need is PerfMap. So you're going to Google PerfMap Google Chrome extension. And once you have that loading, you're going to click on it and you're going to go to your own website. It's going to give you a heat map of all the images and all of the different items on your website that's either really good to go or that it's going to be a struggle for your website to load, and that's what's slowing it down. So I just copy and pasted a snippet of my website using PerfMap. These little green squares are good to go. The little orange square is lagging a little bit behind and making the slow time slower. All right, so essentially, again, talking about images being slow and slowing things down, Another tool for you, this is the third tool that will help you figure out load speed. And if you want to do this yourself, you are free to do it. This is also something we can talk about as well because I automatically incorporate load speed time into my web designs automatically. But if you Google Chrome extension image downloader, it'll look like this, and you can add that to your Chrome extensions, and it's gonna be able to download all of the images on your web page. And then you download all of those, you go to this website, and that will automatically compress all of those really large image files. So that's something that you can do yourself. Again, you can go back to, you can Google image downloader, Google Chrome extension. It'll download all the images on your web page. Then you're going to individually plug all of them into this website. It'll compress them automatically, and then you can load them back into your website. This might take you an hour, but it's a pretty simple, straightforward way and solution to really increase your loading speed time for your website. Okay, going back to my story. So if those websites were loading faster and they gave him the information that he needed, my friend would not have been confused and called the wrong type of law firm. So this really affects user experience to a huge degree. All right, mistake number 2, unclear call to action. I see this all the time on law firm websites. Sometimes it's about not knowing how to contact them. Sometimes it's about always wanting always wanting someone to book a free consultation, but maybe they're not the right type of case. Maybe they're not the right type of client that you want. So really qualifying those people and making the call to action very clear. Okay. So how is unclear call to action actually driving away potential clients? Again, if they do not know how you can help them and how they can get that help, more distractions equals less consult bookings. It's not that you want more consult bookings just in general for anyone. You want the right consult bookings. And so oftentimes, the users of your website, if you are not clear about what you do and how you can help them and what they can do to get your help, then it's going to feel a lot like this for your users or your website users. It's going to be like they're literally constantly running into a brick wall. If your website might be disorganized, it might be a mess, it's very distracting and confusing. Again, making sure that your call to action, so if it is book your free consultation now, making sure that they are the right people to book those free consultations. Again, you don't want to be like the websites my friend was on because he had to call the wrong type of law firm and then they referred him to someone. Think about all the money that was missed by the fact that those 5 to 6 websites that it was on previously did not capture his attention, did not tell him how they could specifically help him and give him the right information in order for him to reach out to them and get the help he needed. All right, mistake number 3, having a navigation bar on mobile. This is a really unpopular opinion. It actually kind of amazes me sometimes, but I really disagree with the fact that your navigation should be on the mobile version. Most website platforms allow you to just have the navigation bar only on the desktop browser. So that is going to be, your navigation bar is one of the biggest distractions. Your homepage should be organized enough so they can get all of the information, all of the direction that they need on that one page without clicking on your navigation bar at all. So really readdressing your homepage and the organization and the effectiveness of that without that navigation bar. So how is this actually driving away potential clients and how can you fix this? At this point, you might be like, oh my goodness, I have to change my navigation bar. I have to do all this nitty gritty stuff within my website for it to be effective. Yes and no. So the navigation bar does massively reduce conversion. I think this is one of the most important things that if you change this and if you really organize your homepage correctly, that your website visitors will not be distracted from doing that one thing that you want them to do. So for lawyers, again, this might be different for your business. It might be to sign up for your email list. It might be for them to book a free estimate for your project or for their project. So this could mean a lot of different things depending on your business. But really, the whole goal of your website is to get those visitors, inform them, and then get them to do a specific thing. Oftentimes, the navigation bar is the enemy of that. All right, again, like I said, this is one of the most important things. If you walk away from this training without anything else except the fact that you need to change this navigation bar setting, that is going to be what you need to take away. This immediately separates you from hundreds of lawyers in your city, in your same specialty, in your same industry, as well as really helps you convert your website visitors into actual potential clients. Again, going back to that story, if he was able to find all the information he needed on the homepage, then he wouldn't have gone to a different website. He wouldn't have called someone else. There's so many times where we were talking about this, and he said that he didn't even realize who he was hiring. Which lawyer is he going to be talking to? So really, making sure that you're clear on those things for the visitor. It's easy for you to say, "Oh, of course, that's we're not being unclear because you already know the information." So you need to really spell it out to someone who doesn't know how to navigate the situation, because usually that's who you're working with. It's people who need help, who do not understand how to navigate the law, the legalities of their situation, which means having a very confusing, very generic website is not going to help your clients. All right, mistake number 4, inconsistent branding. How is this driving away potential clients? So I see this so many times, and this goes back to really having, making sure that your website is legitimate looking. So sticking with one main font and one secondary font, so only having 2 fonts on your website is going to be huge. There's so many times where I see multiple fonts and it looks so sloppy, so confusing, incredibly unprofessional. Again, going back to branding as well, your logo should be professional, but also unique to your firm or to your business. That's a very important. You should be making sure that you are approachable, but you still are setting yourself apart from the competition. There's also going back to colors as well. So 2 main colors on your website that go together. There's so many times where I'm on a law firm's website or I'm on a business's website, and it just does not look, it looks so bland. There's so many websites, there's so many law websites that are so bland, they're so gray, they're so black. But I think the best law websites, honestly, they are kind of mixing around with color. They're kind of being risky, they're kind of being bold with the colors on their website, because that will immediately make you stand out, will make you look more professional. People are so familiar with having multiple, at least 2 different colors on a website. You are able to play around with this. So how you do that, and if you want to pick your own colors, that's great. But there's also in my package, I can do that for you as well. I can give you some ideas and you can choose from those color palettes. So the first tip, the first tool I'm going to give you is Site Palette. If you're like, I don't even know how boring my website colors are, download this Chrome extension. It will actually give you what the main colors, it'll pull out the main colors and give you a color palette of your own website. So if you're like, I don't think we even have any colors, I don't know. If you're like, okay, it's going to be 1,000 different shades of beige, go on and look and see with this site palette and see what your colors are like, if you even have multiple colors to, kind of, experiment with. So if you're like, okay, I do want to figure out what colors I like, there's Paladin.com that you can it's kind of a fun tool that you can like tweak around and see what colors go together scientifically and all that jazz. So that's a really fun website that you can kind of experiment with if you're wanting to do this yourself. Okay, so again, going back to my friend, I literally look at law websites every single day, and they are so boring. The best rated law websites are the ones that experiment with colors. They have, obviously not crazy, but they have a really refined color palette that really makes them stand out. Again, if you are allowing yourself to stand out with design, you will start to get more customers via your website, and that is going to be something that pays off in the long run. All right, mistake number 5, ugly design. How is this driving away potential customers? Why does design even matter? In a Harvard study several years ago, it takes 0.05 seconds for your website visitor to judge whether your website is legitimate or not. That is so fast. And 90% of what they're judging, according to a Stanford study recently, 90% of what a website visitor is judging is based on website alone, is based on design alone. So they're not reading your words. They're not judging you by your website copy or the words on your website. They are strictly judging your website on design. And the thing about design is design builds trust. It shows your visitor that you are legitimate, that you are an actual professional business. And the more that they trust the fact that you are legitimate after that, 0.05 seconds is based on design. And trust, like you all know, having a personal connection, having a personal relationship, not necessarily a personal relationship, but having trust between your clients, they will buy from people that they know and that they trust more than someone that they do not know. And again, your website is your digital handshake. That's going to be the salesman that's running constantly, because you're not always going to be there to answer the phone at midnight when a potential client is looking at your website. That's just not realistic. You don't want to live that way, but your website can work effectively for you to really help those clients understand what you do and how you can help them. All right, so going back to that story, if those other websites built trust, if those other websites that my friend was on actually gave him what he needed and they weren't looking really sketchy and really illegitimate, then he would have gone with those other websites. No, hands down, absolutely. Okay, so at this point, let me ask you a question. Are you feeling like this man is feeling? Are you feeling overwhelmed? Are you feeling like you're drowning in information? Because I just piled a ton of information, right? You might be feeling really overwhelmed. So let me ask you a question. Let's go into how I can help you with understanding how to make effective web design choices. So I have an elevated revamped package. It includes a couple of things. It includes web design. So your website is your online face for your firm. It should be professional and showcase your firm's unique identity. This includes all-inclusive web redesign and or web setup if you do not currently have any online presence. This allows you to have less headaches so you can spend your time on your practice and with your family. And the thing about web design is it is really a one-time big investment, and then it works for you and works for you and works for you tirelessly 24/7. Again, this is another add-on, the business branding. Show off your talent and uniqueness through custom business branding for your firm. Stand out from the competition with consistent and incredible branding. And I also offer a pay-per-click setup and maintenance. So do you need more traffic to your website? Are you not getting the website visitors that you should that can convert into clients? Because the more traffic you get in terms of percentages, we're aiming for 6% conversion. So the people that you're getting, if you're only getting 10, that's going to be negative one customer. So, but if you're getting hundreds a day, then that will turn into more and more clients. This total value is $12,047. So here's some quick testimonials from previous clients. From the very beginning, Mariah made this process so smooth and enjoyable. She listened closely to our ideas and preferences while at the same time offering her knowledge and expertise. This helped our website look the way we envisioned it while also functioning in a manner that considered the customer's experience while exploring our website. Working with Mariah was a great experience, absolutely seamless. You can tell she cares and that she wants to deliver a beautiful product. We would recommend her to any business who is ready to go to the next level. That was Casey. Again, from Tiffany, Mariah is extremely thorough in her initial consultation calls to make sure she knows exactly what you need, even if you're not sure yourself. I was overwhelmed with the idea of redesigning my website, and Mariah laid out a plan to make sure everything tied together. I'm thrilled with how organized and seamless my website is now. Mariah's expert design and advice will make my future add-ons 1,000 times easier, and I know it will improve my readers' experience and overall SEO. SEO is very important to websites as well. So from Katie, Mariah had thoughtful advice customized to my needs. She understood my mission and was able to get me started on the right foot. I am very thankful for her direction. Okay, so again, who does this work for? Solo and medium law firms. That is really a huge part of my market that I work with. Solo and medium accounting firms, small businesses that are solely online, but also brick and mortar businesses who do not have any online presence. So what are you going to get? You're going to get a redesign of your website. So that includes web redesign, content, images, website copy included. This is 5 funnel steps or 5 website pages are included. Initial redesign and 1 round of revision included in the package, but it will not be finished until you love it. So also the first draft of the redesign will be delivered 4 weeks after finalizing your business branding, which we're going to go over in a moment. So again, this is a $10,000 value. I was looking at the statistics literally yesterday, and they said that most solo and medium law firms spend between $7,000 and $10,000 for redesign alone. So you're getting a lot more than just your web design. So again, this is our total package. We have 3 different massively important components for that elevated revamp package. Again, with the total value of $12,047. All right, again, what are you going to get? This is a refresh of your business brand. You will have 6 custom logos and icons to choose from. You'll have 2 different styles of font combinations to choose from. Again, only going to stick to 2. More than 2 is really sloppy and doesn't really help you. 2 custom color palettes to choose from. If you weren't, if you looked at those tools and said you were overwhelmed by them, I can help you out with that. The first draft of the branding package will be delivered within 3 to 5 business days from order submission or after our call and you've submitted the invoice. Again, this is a $12,047 package. And this alone, the branding alone, is $950 value. Okay, again, you're getting these 3 things: the web redesign, the business branding, and the pay-per-click ad setup, a value of $12,047. All right, this is the 3rd component of our elevated revamp package. This is results-driven ad maintenance. So we research, we set up, and we consult monthly with you to improve your ad campaign. You pay for the ad costs directly, and the first draft of your pay-per-click ad campaign will be delivered 3 to 5 days after the completion of the website redesign. Again, the total value of this package is $12,047. This alone with the ad maintenance is around $1,097 value, that alone. Again, you're getting these 3 things for the elevated revamp package for the total value of $12,047. Okay, so if all this did was finally get you another avenue for getting clients, would it be worth it? If all this did was help you use your website effectively to book consultation calls or whatever that action is you need your website visitor to take, would it be worth it? If all this did was give you an automatic 24/7 online salesman in the form of your website, would it be worth it? Okay, so this is what you're going to get. You're going to get a redesign of your website, which is on average worth a value of $10,000. You're going to get a refresh of your branding, which is worth $950. You're going to get results-driven setup and ad maintenance for $1,097 value, which is a total of $12,047. So let's get started today for just $4,000. But the thing is, because you have listened to this webinar, this really helpful training, I'm going to give you a webinar specific promo. So instead of $4,000, what you're going to do is you're going to tell me on our revamp call that you watched and you became a customer because of this webinar. That's going to be 25% off the entire package, which is a savings of $1,000. you will automatically only have to pay $3,000 for this entire package if you drop the fact that you watched the webinar and that you were excited about it. So again, please let me know if you would like to continue working together. I would love to answer any of your questions. Please email me, or again, go to this website. The link will be down below as well. So I hope you guys have an amazing day. Thank you so much.